Recreating the Rasengan attack from the Naruto franchise is a perfect beginner-friendly stylized effect because really, it's only one object, a sphere. Even its shading nodes are very simple. However, to give the effect a little extra depth and personal touch, I created a spiraling aura around the Rasengan Orb. And that's what we'll be creating together in today's tutorial. But before we move forward, I'd like to remind you to make sure your Node Wrangler add-on is enabled in your preferences. It'll allow us to use shortcuts in the shader tab so we can work faster and more efficiently. Also, this will be done in the Eevee render engine. Without further ado, let's get to it. For the Rasengan Orb itself, it's very simple, adding a sphere to your scene. Once that's done, we'll open up a shader tab next to our viewport and assign a material to our sphere. Step 1. Delete the principled BSDF shader and replace it with a simple emission node. Next, we're going to add in a layer weight node. It'll be the foundation of the Rasengan effect. The layer weight node is a very important node for VFX of this style, and it's because its effect is consistent from any angle you look at it from. You don't have to worry about camera angles with the layer weight node. Connect its facing socket to a color ramp node and have it connected to the emission node. The color ramp node will allow you to do two things. One, you'll be able to control the blend type between your sliders values. Two, by clicking on the sliders, you can assign them colors and therefore coloring your Rasengan Orb. Before we move forward though, I want to show you how to get more vivid colors in Blender for this kind of stylized effect. Click on the render properties, scroll all the way down and click on the color management menu and change the view option from filmic to standard. The colors will be more vivid. Anyways, back to our shader node, we want to add some kind of texture to the orb to show the contained energy. For that, I decided to use a Veranoid texture node. Once I add it to my scene, I press Ctrl+T to have its texture coordinates and mapping nodes appear and connect them to it. These two will allow me to control how the Veranoid texture node behaves. Then I'll connect the Veranoid node to a color ramp node and have it connect into the blend socket of the layer weight node. What this allows me to do is distort the layer weight node's effect through the Veranoid node. To get a better idea of what I mean, play with the Veranoid scale value and its color ramp sliders to see how it affects the Rasengan Orb. This is where you get creative and where I encourage you to experiment to get the look you want. But what I ended up doing is changing the Veranoid node's type to distant from edge and scaled it up a little, and made the black slider into a lighter gray instead. Then I changed it from 3D to 4D. This makes the W value appear, and this value allows you to offset and animate the node. For automatic animation, I typed in the code line #frame/54 in the W value. And that's it for the Rasengan Orb. This is the final node setup. It's as simple as that. All we got to tackle next is the spiraling aura around it. Starting with the aura, add in a circle object to your scene and extrude its edges outwards like so to create faces. Also, once your circle shape is finalized, make sure to add in a few loop cuts that'll be necessary for the spiral. Next up, we're going to create a UV map for our circle. It's necessary because we'll need to use those UV coordinates to drive the shader nodes. So simply select the inner and outer edge of the circle and one crossing edge in the middle and add seams. Simple as that. Lastly, go into edit mode and select the inner edge here. Make sure you have proportional editing enabled by clicking here. Once ready, begin to rotate the circle on its axis like this. If your fall-off region is too big or too small, you can modify it with your mouse's scroll wheel. Don't do it too much though. You'll notice it'll create somewhat of a spiral shape. Once you have something resembling this, you should be good to go. Alright, now we're ready to head into the shader editor. Once you create a new material, delete the principal BSDF shader and add in a mix shader node, accompanied by a transparent and emission nodes. Just before we move forward, press N to open up the side tab and go to the option tab. There, change the render method from dithered to blended. It's important so that the transparency is smooth and not noisy at all. Alright, so first node group. We'll add in a gradient node and then pressing Ctrl+T to create its texture coordinate and mapping nodes. Make sure that the texture coordinates node is connected to the mapping node through its UV socket. Then change the mapping node's X and Y location values to -0.5 so that we can align the center of the radial gradient to the center of the circle. Next up, connect the gradient texture to a wave texture. Make sure that the wave texture is set to rings on the X-axis. For smoother results, don't forget to add a subdivision modifier to the circle. As for the scale, I'll leave it to your discretion depending on the look you want. I have it at around 0.880. Then connect the wave texture to a color ramp node to control its blend type. Mine's set to B-spline. When you connect this node group to the factor socket of the mix shader node, you'll notice that what is white is seen and what is black is transparent. But this is too boring. We want to add more texture to the spirals, so we'll create another node group starting with a Voronoi node. Ctrl+T for its texture coordinate and mapping node. Again, make sure the texture coordinate node is set to UV. Connect the Voronoi node to a color ramp and adjust the scale and blending type to your liking. Now what I want is to have a Voronoi texture node to mix in with the spiral shapes of the wave texture to create this distorted aura look. To accomplish that, add a mixed color node, connect the Voronoi's color ramp to the B socket and the wave node to the A socket. Set the blend type to multiply and push the slider to 1. And now as you can see, the Voronoi texture is mixed in with the white spirals from the wave node and gives it much more texture. Now before we move into coloring, there's one problem that we have to fix, and that's the cutoff of those spirals. As you can see here, they stop right where the circle shape ends. We want to soften that, so we'll create a third node group. We'll add another wave texture, Ctrl+T as always, and this time the texture coordinate should be set to object. Make sure the wave node is set to rings and the axis to Y and connected to a color ramp. What we're trying to do is create a black circle around the inner and outer edge of the circle object. This will allow us for a soft cutoff for the spirals. This is the result you want to get. Play with the wave scale, phase offset, and color ramp options to get this result. Once you got it, add another mixed color node, still set to multiply with the slider pushed to 1. Connect this new wave setup on its B socket and the previous mixed color node on the A socket. And now, as you can see, there's a much softer fall off. The only thing left to do is to color the aura. Instead of just one flat color, I chose to select the first mixed color node's result to drive the coloring. Plug it into a color ramp and use its sliders to choose your colors. And have it connected to the emission node, and voila, you got a final aura spiral shape. What's left to do is to animate it. We have two values to animate. One is the first wave's phase offset value. It's what drives the spin of the spirals. Click on it and write #frame/2 to automatically animate it. Lastly, to animate the Voronoi texture inside of the spirals, click on its mapping node's x-axis location value and type in #frame/96. And now you got yourself an animated and completed Rasengan stylized effect in Blender. This is the final node setup. Also, remember that the process of creating these effects is never linear. Feel free to go back on previous steps like modeling or even your first shader groups to make modifications and adjustments to the Rasengan effect until it looks right to you. If you have any further questions, please write them in the comment section below and I'll get to them as fast as I can. Also, let me know what kind of other effects or attacks you'd like to see me make a tutorial on. See you next time. Bye bye.